Hi guys, this is your reading for Life Path number 6 for July 2019. I've already done a video about the astrology for July, and it's quite a big heavy packed month. Things like we start the retrograde season. We've had no retrograde, we start the solar eclipses, and eclipse season is what I should have said, in July, and it's right at the beginning of July. So as I said, I've already done a video about the astrology, which you can watch on my YouTube channel or my Facebook page. I will give you a little bit more of a rundown though. I will do the new moons, full moons, and the planet which goes retrograde in July. So we'll start with the new moon on the 2nd or 3rd of July, depending on whether you're northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. As those dates, southern hemisphere it will be the 3rd, northern hemisphere it will be the 2nd of July. So that's a new moon in Cancer, and it's a total solar eclipse. So the month barely begins and we're straight into the eclipses. We then go to the 7th of July, 7th or 8th, then again depending on where you are in the world, Mercury goes retrograde in the sign of Leo, which has an impact because the 23rd of July we enter the start of Leo season, which it's all happy birthday to the Leos out there. And then I'm going to go backwards to the 16th of July, 16th or 17th of July. Again, depending on where you are in the world, we have a full moon in the sign of Capricorn, and it is a partial lunar eclipse. So those are the days that basically for a new moon on the 2nd or 3rd, you would set your wishes and intentions for the month ahead. And on the full moon, the 16th or 17th of July, you would do your full moon forgiveness and gratitude list. We also, at the 31st or 1st of August, we also have another new moon in the sign of Leo. So we not only have Mercury going retrograde in the sign of Leo. Leos start their season, or their birthday season. We then have a new moon in the sign of Leo. So with each new moon, as a new beginning, it's an invitation to set intentions and grow with the cycles of the lunar eclipse. The new moon. But all these eclipses and things are going to affect us probably for about the next 6 months. Anyway, it's enough about the retrogrades and stuff. I hope that made sense. I'm just going to put that sheet of paper away. I'm doing things a little bit differently. I've shuffled and split the deck, and these cards on the top of your deck. I will only pull 6 cards. And then if I need to clarify, I will clarify. I also will give you an extra 1 card for an extra message from the Gilded Tarot deck here, which my 2 friends over here are looking after. So here we go with Life Path number 6's July reading. Okie dokie, we're going to start with this top row. Usually these cards down the bottom, they clarify or give a little bit of extra information on the 3 cards at the top. So your first card is the 8 of Gabriel. So the 8 of Gabriel is the card of having an awful lot to do. It's a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication, especially with communication, as I said, on the 7th or 8th of July, Mercury goes retrograde. Now, the planet Mercury is all about communication, be it emails, texts, letters, documentation, any form of communication, whether it's verbal. It also rules travel. So it's not the ideal time to go and plan travel. I forgot to mention too, Mercury is only retrograde for 3 weeks, and it stops and stations direct again on the 31st of July. So the same day that we have a new moon in Leo on the 31st, we have Mercury stationing direct. So we have a shadow period either side of Mercury going direct. That can complicate things as well. So you're probably looking at around 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks of putting up with Mercury retrograde. Computers can crash, emails get lost. This is why this card has been coming up quite a bit in the readings, and it says important communication. So be on the lookout for important communication that may get lost in translation. Somebody could give you important information verbally, and make sure you understand it. If you don't understand it, ask them to repeat themselves so you've got it, exactly what they've said. Or vice versa. If you're giving important communication to somebody, make sure they've understood what you said, because it's like you can get crossed wires. I did a course one year, many years ago, where there might have been 27 odd people sitting in a room, and somebody got up and stood in the middle and gave a speech or gave some information about something, and every single person in that room had a different take on what that person standing in the middle said. We all had turns at it. It was actually very interesting. So what you perceive as logical, pretty normal communication, somebody can think otherwise and not understand it clearly. I'm going to read the card underneath because they're both Gabriel cards. You've got the 7 and the 8 together in this first week. So that's having a lot to do, important communication, a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results. The card beneath it says, stand up for what you believe in, have confidence, claim your personal power. And so they do. They're basically, they follow each other. You could even put them around this way. So whatever you're doing, whatever this work is that you're doing, whatever this information that is coming in, it says stand up for what you believe in. So you might have to take some sort of stance on a situation, but have confidence and claim your personal power. Personal power is not being a bully. It is having all your facts and figures and relaying that in communication, maybe. But if you have a look at this horse with Gabriel on it, it is flying through the air, okay? So it might be sudden, something sudden that happens, but have the confidence that you do have the personal power in this situation. We'll go to these next 2 cards here, and this is like the middle of the month. It's the 2 of Raphael, which is the 2 of Cups in the normal traditional tarot. It says 2 hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits, don't give up on those you love. So this is like the soulmates card, karmic card. Can be a karmic relationship. It can be twin flame that they're throwing around. I still think twin flames are soulmates. But who knows? A lot of new things are coming into the fray at the moment. So it says two hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits, don't give up on those you love. The card underneath it is the Knight of Michael. It says strong, committed, intellectual and diligent. Time to move quickly, choose logic over emotion, sudden change. So you've got a card here that is full to brimming with emotion, be it love emotion or heartfelt emotion. And then you've got this card here saying time to move quickly, use your logic over this emotion. This emotion can get you into trouble 9 times out of 10. People throw caution to the wind and all sorts of things. Love can make you do some stupid things. But this card here has come in and it says, use your logic over this emotion. It's okay to feel this emotion, but at the end of the day, you need to use your head over your heart, I'm going to say. I will pull clarifiers though. That situation there can mean a lot of things. Right, I'm just going to take my jersey off. It's been a rather cold day here today in Taranaki. I'll move those cards over. We then get to like the end of the month and we have the two major arcana cards, the Emperor with Archangel Uriel, and it says stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation, ambitious plans. So this is where we can even come back to, these cards down the bottom. Especially with the Emperor, he's all about finding that stability and efficiency so everything runs smoothly. Taking charge of a situation. As I've said many times with this card, he didn't become the Emperor just by sitting on his pretty fancy chair here. He's had to have a lot of stability and efficiency. He's had to take a lot of charge of situations. He is wiser than most, but also it is with the ambitious plans. This could go right through the month actually, because you've got the 8 of Gabriel here, and this is a great deal of activity, immediate results, important communication, and then you at the end here, you're still basically dealing with it with the taking charge of a situation. So, and underneath that card is another major arcana card, and it's the Empress with Archangel Gabriel. The Empress card is all about intuition, using your intuition, being given guidance through your intuition. It says time to act upon your plans. Creativity is rewarded, luxurious or abundant resources. So again, we're going in a sequence here. The Empress card is a 3. The Emperor is a 4. So it's kind of like husband and wife here. These two are connected in more ways than one. And then you get this relationships card here, the 2 of Cups or the 2 of Raphael in this deck. Some, not all, this is maybe about a relationship. Like it says, time to act upon your plans. Creativity is rewarded, luxurious or abundant resources. And then you have the Emperor here saying stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation, ambitious plans. So you could say that these cards are Mr. and Mrs. So I'm just going to pull some clarifying cards. Oops. And so far there have been, in the Life Path readings, there's been cards from each Life Path reading, and I've just dropped most of them on the floor. One moment, I'm just going to pause the video. Sorry, back again. I just had to go and pick them all up. As I was saying, a lot of the cards, like Life Path number 1's cards, were rolling into number 2's. Number 2's was rolling into number 3's, etc., up the thing. So you've got a couple from Life Path number 5's reading. So it's kind of a month. There's a lot of planetary aspects. We've still got retrograde planets like Pluto and Saturn, all that sort of type thing. And I felt when I started these videos that July might have been a little bit more turbulent. So anyway, we're going to pull these cards. One for each row, I think, as clarifiers. And so we've got I'll put those ones over there. So the first clarifying card goes on this row, and it's with Archangel Raziel, and it is the Epiphany, otherwise known as the Hermit card. Joy through spiritual growth and be the light to others. Answers that come through meditation. So this is the Hermit card. Maybe you need a little bit of time out. This is always depicted with Archangel Raziel here, climbing a mountain with a lantern, shining his light on for all to see, sort of type thing. You know, you do have the wisdom and that inside of you. You might just have to seek it out, the wisdom. This can also be, especially with this card here, claiming your personal power. Stand up for what you believe in, have confidence. Again, with this card here, you know, a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. So this important communication could also be your inner communication or your inner knowing or knowledge. You've also got the Empress over here, which is inner wisdom. So I'm just going to carry on here. And the next one we pulled was the Four of Ariel, and it says, when you give, you also receive, being resistant to change, extremes in how you spend or save money. With these two cards, I'm just trying to look at them all. It's talking about when you give, you also receive, and you've got the Two of Cups there. So when you give in a relationship, you also receive in a relationship. So that's basically why it could be referring to that. It can also be resistance to change. Sometimes when you're taking that relationship to the next level, be it living together or getting married or engaged or anything like that, it is change. You know, it doesn't matter what you do or what you want to call it, it's change. But, you know, then you get the Knight of Michael here saying, time to move quickly, choose logic over emotion, and sudden changes again. So sudden changes, and you get this card at the bottom clarifying. It says being resistant to change. So I don't think this one here is, I don't feel it's about money, although Ariel is the money suit or the pentacle suit. I think it's about the change in the situation, be it that you're taking a relationship to a new level or a business relationship. This card can also be a business relationship, but don't resist the changes. There's a lot of changes coming in at the moment with the retrograde planets, and now we're hitting the, not the retrograde, the eclipses and all that sort of type thing. Don't let it put you off. Have this time out if you need it to centre yourself and look within. But change is always a good thing. But you've got to make sure that, you know, it's what you believe in, what you're going to stand up and believe in as well. The last card here is the Queen of Gabriel, and it says passionate, charming, brilliant and independent. You can do anything right now. Go after what you want, the ability to attract helpful people. There's an awful lot of people in just these cards here that you can call upon, that you can attract. There's a lot of archangels out there. Even if you just want to go with the 4 suits of this deck, is Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Ariel, and Archangel Raphael. Even if you just want to stick with those 4 angels, archangels, call on them for help. They're only too willing to help us here. It says you can do anything right now. If you feel that you can't, take this time out with Archangel Raziel here. Have the epiphanies. They will send you the epiphanies. And same with the Empress. Empress is, psychic downloads, all that sort of type thing, information coming in. You can do anything right now. And what information, especially with, like I said, Mercury retrograde at the moment, or will be by the time July 2nd or 3rd comes around. 7th. I'm getting a bit mixed up here. By the time the 7th or 8th comes around, when Mercury goes retrograde, we will have started feeling the effects anyway from the end of June. So just remember this card. This is probably your major card here. With this Queen, it says you can do anything right now. Go after what you want. No better time than now. I'm going to leave that there, and we're going to... I've already sort of had a shuffle with this deck, but we'll see if we can pull one card out of this Gilded Tarot, which I have not used for a long time, but I felt called to pull one card as an extra message for this month's. It's quite funny here. It's exactly the same card. A 4 of Ariel, 4 of Pentacles. So whatever, you can go back and listen to what I said about this card. When you give, you also receive. Being resistant to change and extremes in how you spend or save money. 2 cards in different decks come out. That might be just a different sort of an extra message on there, but when 2 cards are the same, I know they're both tarot cards or tarot decks. There's 78 cards in this pack, and there's 78 cards in the Gilded Tarot. So I take that as a message to be on the lookout for this. The 4 of Pentacles here. When you give, you also receive. Being resistant to change, extremes in how you save or spend money. In the Gilded Tarot here, these are short, sweet messages. If you can have a look at this gentleman here, he's hanging on very tightly to those coins. Or it can be the extreme of holding too tightly to your coin. Depending on, remember these are general readings, which one fits for you. Are you holding on to your pentacles too tightly, or do you need to loosen up a bit? That one there you will have to decide on. So that's it for your July's reading. I hope it has helped. I have done it a little bit differently, but I'm trying to a little bit upskill and just use my instincts a little bit more on these cards. So I wish you well for the month of July. If you need any more assistance, you know where to find me. All the information is below the video or on my website. So, like I said, good luck for July. We're all going through it. And we'll talk again very soon.